everybody, it is Melinda from Paper Wishes by Melinda. Surviving fieldwork time barely, but we survived and we're almost done. Not that I'm a big farmer's wife, but running meals, working, it gets a little crazy. Meals on Wheels is getting tired, but she's almost done for the season and I have been back in my stamp room. I am super excited, a little late, but to bring you the Haunts and Harvest kit. I am going to show you several of my alternative ideas. This kit was a blast. I will be honest, when it first came out, I was like, ooh, I don't need little stuffed apples and pumpkins and a wheelbarrow. It's a cute idea, but just something I wouldn't really use. That's why I want to show you how versatile these paper pumpkin kits can be. Just because I didn't like it didn't mean I didn't use it. And I'm not saying I didn't like it. It wasn't my choice. So I want you guys to realize that these are so functional and I adapted them to so many fun themes. Honestly, I couldn't stop making cards to the point where I finally said, okay, you have to quit. I think I have like 22 or 24 cards and I still have tons of stuff that I could make cards with out of this kit. It was amazing. Yes, I added cardstock. I changed up a few stamp stains here and there, but for the most part, I really did use a lot of stuff out of the kit. This one was a really, really fun one. So if you aren't trying Paper Pumpkin, seriously, give it a try. I think you'll be surprised at the possibilities. I love to feature my Paper Pumpkin Perks Club, where anyone who subscribes to Paper Pumpkin through me under my website, paperwishesbymelinda.com, will take you to my online store. You can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. You can cancel at any time. You can preview next month and ooh, I just don't think you're going to like that one. And you can suspend your subscription or you can cancel it. But under my Paper Pumpkin Perks Club, if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me, I add you to my Perks Club where I send all pictures and a PDF of all of my alternative projects, where you will get pictures of all of them, instructions on a few of them. You will get a few more supplies to make a few more fun cards and maybe a surprise and a treat or two. I just love Paper Pumpkin. I love to challenge myself to see how much and how far I can push that little box into cards and projects. And that's why I just really have a lot of fun with my Perks Club. I love to send out the alternative ideas. It's always fun to get some happy mail. Remember, I happily reward with happy mail for any and all orders. Which brings me to tomorrow, October 21st. There's a little late notice, but we just found out as demonstrators. There are tons, and I mean tons, of cling stamp sets in the catalog, 15% off. That is an awesome deal. Who doesn't like savings? So be sure to check it out. You can place an order at paperwishesbymelinda.com, where it will take you to the online store. You can see the stamp sets on special. Pretty much all of them. There are a lot on sale. Trust me, I will be ordering 15% off on top of my consultant or my demo discount. Ooh, yeah, that's a really good deal. So if you really want a nice discount, think about becoming a demonstrator. Trust me, it is really fun. There are so many awesome perks to it. I would love to have you join my Paper Wishes team too. We feature fun, creativity, free training, more fun, and friends. It can be whatever you want it to be. Hobby demo, discount shopper, whatever you want is fine with me. Just give it a try. I encourage you. You won't regret it. I am going to flip the camera over because I know my videos get way too long and I don't really mean to do that. And I apologize for that light over my head. I cannot get the camera adjusted, so it either makes my hair look way grayer. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm trying to adjust that and it's just not cooperating. So it's kind of like a strange light over me, showing off my still messy room. I did clean a little bit. You would never know it. This kit was super fun. Like I said, don't let the themes scare you away, because I love to take them apart and see what I can do with them. And I challenge you guys to try that too. It will actually help you as a beginning stamper or an advanced stamper just to sit down and play with them. It's uninterrupted time. Pretty much everything you need is in those boxes except for maybe some paper snips, whoops, with a pen attached, paper snips, a little extra adhesive, and you have got it. It comes with an ink spot stamp set. You'll see what came in this kit here in just a second. Let me know if you have any questions. Email me at melinda@paperwishesbymelinda.com, or I also have a private Facebook group where you can join me and we share ideas and fun and just random things are on there. So that is my Facebook private group. I have a Facebook page, and I also have a Paper Wishes by Melinda private group. You can message to join, answer a couple of simple questions, and I'd love to add you to that too. If you are looking for a demonstrator, I would love to help you out. If you need a catalog or anything like that, feel free to message me. I work by day in the trucking world, running a trucking company, and I stamp by night because it is my creative stress relief, just absolutely fun job. I love to stamp. I've been stamping for 20 plus years, and I never get tired of it. I really, really enjoy stamping, sending cards, sending happy mail, which, by the way, if you happen to shop on the 15% off sale, I guarantee you'll find some happy mail in your mailbox. Maybe a little happier than normal, because who doesn't love happy mail, especially when it's on sale? So give it a try. I'm going to flip the camera over. I'm just going to highlight the cards I made, and then I am going to make a few cards with you in the end. I know I always get windy, so bear with me because I've got some cute projects. Hope you enjoy them. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to feature a lot of the alternative projects in the kit using some of the different Stampin' Up! Products that we have right now. That's what's fun. It's a great way to see some of the different products. You don't have to have them in your carts. They're just fun ways to use the products that you have on hand to take the kits even farther. So I am going to flip the camera over, and I hope you enjoy this. Like I said, message me with any questions that you have, and hopefully this will go smoothly. Hang on. All right. I think you should see my desk right now. Perfect. Yes, you do. All right, this is the kit. I want to show you, actually this kit is full of my alternative projects. This is what came in the Haunts and Harvest kit. Some wire straw cleaners, which are supposed to be like the pumpkin stems. I didn't really use them in that manner. I took them apart because I love to dismantle anything that comes in my kit. There were some tags. These are the apple, pumpkin, whatever little treat boxes that you can put together if you wish to follow the directions. Every pumpkin kit comes with directions, and these were the cute little projects that you could make if you wanted to follow them. Just all kinds of pumpkins and apples, I guess. Full color instructions, a few alternative ideas on the back. Like I said, it's great. I usually don't use it, but you can. And then it had some stickers, which at first I was like, what am I going to do with these? Because I didn't want to do the little wheelbarrow projects. But I'll show you what I came up with in just a second, because they were fun. Some adhesives. Each kit comes with a stamp kit. Where is the rest of the stuff here? Well, each kit features a stamp kit and an ink spot. This ink spot, that is strange. I just opened this box too. This kit features the soft succulent ink spot. I'm going to use my full color ink pads that look like this because I like to save these for trips, traveling, give as gifts for the little card kit. But if you don't have ink, this is a great way to build your Stampin' Up! Supplies. Then it features a stamp set every month. And I have mine already mounted, but this one was thank you, hey there pumpkin, I pick you every time, you're a blessing, happy Halloween, leaves and the detail of the leaves and a little kind of bark. This set is amazing. I absolutely love this stamp set. And that's the cool thing. These are polymer stamps that you just mount on blocks. First stamp, oh gosh, my blocks are kind of dirty. First subscription that you get, you will actually get a block to mount your stamps on. And over time, you might want to build your block collection. But these stamps are amazing. So as a first time or beginning stamper, it's great to have the stamps that come in the kit too, because you can build your supply. And they're great seasonal, just useful stamps. So this was just a fun kit. Like I said, once I got past the little shape things that I just knew was not anything that I really was interested in making, I want to show you what I came up with in my alternative projects, because I had a ball. And remember, the paper pumpkin boxes are absolutely awesome to store your cards in, especially done cards, or great to use to give away as gifts. Just a way to gift cards. Think of people that could use cards. If you have a ton of cards, send them. We have a birthday group on my Facebook site. Send them to care centers. Send them to people. Who doesn't love to get mail in the mail? So encourage you, don't just make the cards and let them sit around. Use them, send them, give them. They're great gifts. People love to get a handmade gift. A group of handmade cards. What an awesome gift for someone who you just don't know what to buy for. So I'm going to show you the alternative projects. Like I said, they store great in this, and be prepared for a lot of cards because I had way too much fun with this awesome project. And I'm going to show you some of them that I made. This was just literally cutting up the apple shapes. And I just cut them into little pieces, used the tag set, added some embellishments, some leaves. I really used a lot of the subtle embossing folder. I loved the 3D texture of this 3D subtle embossing folder. I think for fall, it just gave a lot of the cards a really rustic taste. Rustic, I don't know if that's what I would call it, but, and I see I have a little gem stuck to my baker's twine. Added some of the ribbon, soft succulent ribbon, some baker's twine, stamped a leaf, added some gems, You're a Blessing. What a fun card. I'm going to flip through these pretty fast. Like I said, if you're my Pumpkin Perks Club, you will get color copies of all of them, and they will also be on my website. This is using the leaves that come in the kit. I used every bit of these this kit. They were die cut leaves that you could just pop out, but look, that's the frame of the leaves. I just stamped inside the leaves, mounted it on some basic white. There's the soft subtle. Boom, what a fun thank you card. Remember the pipe cleaner, I don't know, wire stems? Literally unravel them and take the wire out. It took a little bit of, some of them came out easier than others, but look at that. I just pulled it off and used the I don't know if you'd call this raffia paper. I'm not really sure, but craft paper. It was awesome, and I just used them that way. Used some baker's twine. There is some of the hexagon shapes that were on these fruit shapes. I don't know. I bet you like my terminology tonight. Some gilded gems. I did use a happy birthday, and I used our banner tag punch for the tag there, but there's a fun one. Also used the subtle embossing folder. I really use that on a lot. Here's just a totally simple one. The subtle embossing folder, some of the brushed metallic gems that we have, stamped some leaves with the succulent ribbon, the 3D embossing folder. These cards just go on and on. This was a fun one. I used our Halloween punch. I can't think of the name of it, or I can't grab it off my wall quickly, but it is a super cute punch for the it features a ghost, a pumpkin, and a black cat. Well, not a black cat, but a cat face. And I just punched out a few pumpkins. There's the leaves out of the kit, more of the paper straw, thank you out of the kit. These were just fun. Look at this one. I used our oval scallop punch, and I made a turkey. Die cut a couple circles. I did use a sponge, or you could use our new blending brushes, and I just sponged some soft suede ink around the circles. There is just cut out some shapes. These are some old googly eyes I had from Stampin' Up! Back in the day. But fun turkey. Add some baker's twine. This paper is out of our Harvest Medley Pack, and I used a ton of it. It was perfect for these cards, and it's perfect for fall. So just literally grabbing your turkey and just working into those little spots and punching out an oval, and look at all the fun little leaves you ended up with quickly. So it was super simple, fun card. The little legs are actually out of the Snowman Builder punch, so that is available in the catalog yet too. So just a fun little turkey. I popped him up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. As you can see, I just had fun. What about Christmas? Who said you couldn't take a fall kit and make it into Christmas? This is our new handsome I want to say Handsome Hunter, and that is not right. Our Evening Evergreen paper. That is the bark stamp set. Oh gosh, a little fuzzy on there. Goodness gracious. These are some of our little red gems. I punched out a little gold metallic star. Season's Greetings is out of one of our holiday sets, but look, this is, and there's the subtle embossing folder. There's a Christmas card out of this kit. Super easy. I mean, you can make these to any theme. Here I added some of our subtle or our Tasteful Textures designer series paper. I sponged some of the leaves. I actually turned the backs of some of the leaves over and sponged them to color and stamped on them. There's the oval punch again. I made this one into a happy birthday. There's literally pieces out of the kit. Here is another one using that pumpkin punch again. This one I grabbed the sentiments out of the pumpkin set. Love, love, love this set. This is perfect, pretty pumpkins. Isn't that a fun one? It's a bundle, so you can actually, oops, the die cuts aren't in here right now, but it's a stamp set with a bundle. And I just used the pumpkins on the label. The label is from the Tasteful Textures. Some more of those gems. And look at, I actually put the raffia across the card and a baker's twine. Easy card. I'm probably gonna bore you with all these cards. I'm gonna flip through them kind of fast. There I used also another label out of the Tasteful Textures bundle. I actually put the twine over the top, adhered it on the back with little mini glue dots. There's a little tag out of the new tag set with the label from the kit. Super fun. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this card. Just kind of play with it. Just wherever it lands, just glue. I just stuck it down with some mini glue dots, adhered one of the mini tags on it. If you don't have our tag bundle, I will grab it and show it to you. These are so fun. I love them. I use them to pieces and they're flying all over right now. But that is how I use a lot of them. And this is the tailor-made tags. Absolutely recommend them a lot. And I just used the littlest tag, die cut it out, and then there is a little piece, and I don't know where it's at right now, clear in the bottom. Usually I keep these on a magnet. I don't really know why they're flying all over. There's also a little circle inside it that you can cut out, but isn't that fun? Did add a little bit of our metallic paper that we had during celebration. That was kind of fun. So use up your supplies. Here is another fun one using the tag set again. Just added some leaves, some ribbon. So there's a larger tag and a smaller tag. Actually adhered some of the Harvest Meadow DSP, this is out of that kit too, to the tag, and then ran it through the die cut machine. Just something fun and different. I just have a ton of cards to show you. We're gonna make a couple of these, but I really wasn't sure, especially when I didn't want to make the little shapes, what I was going to do with all those stickers, all those little face stickers that came in this kit. I'm like, what am I going to do with these? And then it dawned on me that the watercolor shapes, this is a fun set. Pumpkins, look at all those different shapes. I'm like, oh, so super, super simple cards. I did add some of the embossed, this is why every time I turn on the camera do I just completely freeze? This is not good. This is not me. This is our pumpkin pie. Yeah, I knew it was pumpkin. Pumpkin pie, and I did mount them on with Stampin' Dimensionals on basic black. There's just literally the stamp. I stamped a leaf on this one, added a baker's twine bow, and some of the stickers. Aren't those fun? I love our metallic black ribbon. Super easy Halloween cards. Give them a try. They are fun. Here's another one. Use that little pumpkin. Just playing around with some paper. I love Halloween. I love fall, so this kit was really fun to work with. I used a lot also of our paper from the cute Halloween 6x6 designer series. As you can see, it's cut up and I have lots of little pieces here. This is super, super fun pack of paper, and that little Halloween ghost is also part of that bundle, and this is the pumpkin I used out of the kit. It's super fun to use because if you get to like the ghost paper, the pumpkin punch the ghost punch works right with it. Or there's some super cute little pumpkins and black cats, and you can just punch them right out with the paper, with the punch. So it's just fun paper to use. I've used it a lot. Whoa, this sure flying punches. And I love it. So this is literally taking the orange, apple, pumpkin, whatever it is, and literally cutting it up stuck a face on it. I did use one of the, I don't know, pipe cleaner things. Here, I did actually leave the metal in it, and the wire, I guess you should say, and made a little stem, added a bow. Super simple. I need to put some white paper inside that. Then I have just a few more, and I'll show you my favorite ones when I get all done here in a minute. This is another fun one. It used the hexagons once again, added some shapes. Happy Halloween. There's more of our metallic black ribbon, super fun to use. This paper is also out of that Happy Halloween, Cute Halloween, sorry, Happy Cute. It's all the same, isn't it? I did pop up one of the little hexagons. I used more of those faces. Super fun. Just cut a 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and cut it at 2 3/4, one flap. Then you just flip it and mount it. Then your paper underneath is 2 1/2 by 4. Super fun card, easy. Here is a simple card that is just fun. I just literally used the paper or the inks, and you could pick out any color of fall inks. This is Bumblebee, Cajun Craze, and Soft Succulent. I used the Soft Suede for the Happy Birthday, and you could put thank you, anything, just knotted it. Simple, simple, simple. I did mount this up with Stampin' Dimensionals. I love to add texture and dimension to my cards. Easy card. Here's another fun one. More of that raffia ribbon. Double knotted into a bow some of the baker's twine. Used one of those tags again. I did flip over all of these leaves. Let me find one here and show you what I mean. I flipped them over to the back side, and I literally just sponged the color. Whoops, you can see I had some orange on there. I literally sponged the color, and then I stamped over it with the lines in soft suede. Super easy card, just fun. Sorry, I like to say the word fun a little too much. Then I made another fun pumpkin, and there we go again. I am so sorry. I love this one. I used the crumb cake. I used the scallop circles. This is the pale papaya. Used the little oval punch, not the scallop one, in the same double oval punch. And I just took a little bit of the, where did we go with that? A little bit, just cut off a little bit of this for the stem, kind of opened it up, cut it at an angle and made a stem, popped a leaf up. This is actually out of the Stitch So Sweetly die cuts. I use those all the time too. You're a blessing. I did sponge around the ovals a little bit to give it some color, and I actually used Calypso Coral on the edges of that. Added a bow from our, if you don't have our baker's twine, I love our baker's twine. Everything is better with a bow, right? A butter, some glitz, it's all good. So there's also black that comes in this pack. I use the heck out of this stuff. I absolutely love it. So that's just a fun addition. Isn't this card just beautiful? I did emboss it. If I do say so myself, sorry. I just love this card. I added a lot more texture with that 3D subtle embossing folder. I just really felt they gave it a feel for fall. And this was my absolute favorite find for the night. And I'm so excited. I want to show you. I was like, what am I going to do? When I got all done, I made a ton of fall cards in the blues or the greens, oranges, and yellows, but the reds were really stumping me. So I was like, what can I do with these? Look at how fun these turned out. Think outside of the box. Literally think what you can do with these kits. This is the Sweet Strawberry bundle with the punch and the Sweet Strawberry stamp set. This was just so fun to use. Look how simple it is to, I can get one out here, take and get strawberries. And actually these little, the way the design of the fabric is, the paper, it just actually looks like strawberries. So you did kind of have to cut them out a little bit to get them to angle into the punch. But it was so fun to create these cards. And I was just I was thinking Valentine's Day when I was rummaging around. I was like, I'm going to use something red and hearts. And I came up with this instead. And while I was punching, I didn't quite get the whole thing. But then I literally flipped over the back side of the apples. Whoops. I didn't quite get that. It's a problem here. Oh goodness. There we go. Wasn't squeezing hard enough. Look, flipped over the back side and it's green. So how perfect is that? Look at that. There is our little strawberry. And I just literally adhered them just like so. So this was so much fun. This bundle was absolutely perfect. So I used the same thread out of it. So there is Hello There in some black memento ink. I added a little baker's twine. Like I said, I just always have to put a bow on everything. Soft Succulent. This is some paper out of a really fun Hostess paper pack. There is so much fun variety in this pack. This pack is called the Party Designer Series paper. Awesome. This paper is just loaded with fun. So that's where I got that black and white check, but you could use any fun papers. Look at that simple card. These cards were so fast. So this one I did that way, and then I started playing a little bit more. I did use some of our glue to stick the strawberry together. You could use a mini glue dot, but I did choose to use our glue. My glue bottle is really kind of funky, dirty right now because I've been stamping a lot. And I literally just stuck the top on the strawberry. How cute is that? So you could stamp them and put them inside your cards. This was a fun one. I just used some Baker's White cardstock. This is out of the Color and Contour bundle. I popped some of the strawberries up. I did use one of the stamps, and I did stamp in Soft Succulent the leaves, the line on the leaves and the line on the designs. I added some of our little red ruby gems, a little bow. How fun. I just was having a ball making strawberries last night. So that was when I was actually supposed to be done with this card kit. I'm like, okay, you have to stop. And like I said, I could keep going. I love fall. These cards, this kit was fun, and I honestly was dreading it. It just wasn't clicking for me until I opened it up and started playing. Now I just want to show you a couple quick cards that I made. And like I said, I'm going to try and keep this a lot shorter than I traditionally do, because I tend to get a little windy. This was another fun one that I made, and I turned this into a sympathy card. You could do anything you want as far as a saying. If I can find my sayings, we'll actually make this card. I try to be always organized, and guess what? I forgot to mount my sympathy. I know it's out here too. Okay, well, I'm gonna start putting this together. I'm going to grab my stamping seal, and I did pre-cut this all to make it go faster, except for one small detail. Okay, wait a minute. We do have to grab a white. That's okay. We're going to grab that really fast, and I have some pre-cut paper. So I need this. If you haven't seen our trimmer, it is amazing, and I am going to cut down this basic white cardstock to 4 by 5 1/4. That's a very standard cut for a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, folded in half. The neat thing about our trimmer is you can cut both ways, and you can also score a card. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, it's definitely one thing I highly recommend. So we just cut that down, and then I just went 1/8 of an inch in with my Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper. All of our paper is two-sided, so every side is beautiful. And I'm literally going to adhere that to my basic white, like so. I just used every piece of these fun kits. And then this is literally one of the big sheets. Actually, this was on the side, and I cut off quite a bit of it, but this was 4 in a row of leaf die cuts, and I just literally cut off one edge, and then I made it 4 inches long and just punch out the leaves because we're not going to use them. And I just literally went in here and I dabbed some adhesive. You could use glue, might be easier. I tend to always grab my runner, and I literally stuck it right to the edge of the card. Then I grabbed some of my Soft Succulent ribbon that is right here, And I just kind of had some funky, and it's got a little kink in it. I just kind of wound it back and forth, and there's really no right or wrong to this. Like so. I'm going to use my paper snips to try and snip it at an angle. And then I am just going to try to hold it down, and I'm going to just adhere some Stamping Seal. I like to use the Stamping Seal Plus. I'm just going to kind of adhere that down to hold down my ribbon. And I am going to stamp, where did my, there we go. I stamped with Deepest Sympathy because I tend to use a lot of sympathy cards. And sympathy cards are great to have on hand. So like I said, I really try to take the kits and make them very versatile. I try to make them for cards that I am going to want or need. And that's what I did with this kit. I just had a lot of fun making different cards. So I mounted my stamp set. And this one is from Peaceful Moments. This is my go-to set I probably need to replace because I have literally worn it out. It has the greatest sayings. Congratulations, life is better with a friend. Always remember, happy birthday with deepest sympathy. Thank you, wishing you happiness, wishing you every happiness the special day will bring. This is one of the sets that is on the 15% off sale. So trust me, it is a good one to add to your collection. I love this. Or if you're a beginning stamper, it is an awesome one just to have in your collection. So I'm just literally going to ink that up with some soft succulent ink. And then I am going to turn it over and I'm going to adhere it with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I probably really don't need 4. I think 2 would have been thoroughly sufficient, but you know, it's definitely not going to go anywhere this way. I love to use my Take Your Pick tool to pop the backs off the die cuts. It just works pretty slick and fast. So I'm literally going to stick my label down, and you can play with your ribbon, trim it up any way you want. There's really no right or wrong with ribbon at all. Honestly, that looks pretty good, and I should have just left it alone because now I've probably made it even worse. But there we go. Then I am just going to come back into it, and I am going to add some of these soft succulent gems from our In Color Gems. These are just fun to place around the card wherever you want. There's different sizes. You can just kind of play with them. Everything is better with some sparkle, right? Just gonna kind of place one around. Just a simple sympathy card using all the extra pieces from the kit. Now, since I added the gems on here, I am just literally going to go ahead and put my adhesive on my card base, which is a little backwards from normal, but I didn't want to turn it over and stamp with the things already on there. So there we go. Isn't that just a gorgeous card? Simple. I would add a piece of basic white cardstock to the inside of that to write a little gradient on. You wouldn't need to on light colored cardstock, but I do like to do that. And if you wanted to have a little fun, you could even add a little leaf down in the corner of your basic white cardstock. So there's a sympathy card that I created using this kit. Then I had those little pieces just intrigued me. So then I cut off an edge of the die cut in a row of 3. I took a piece of basic white cardstock and I cut a 5.5 by 4 1/4, and we're gonna score it using our bone folder. It's nice to give it a good sharp crease. And then I took some soft succulent and once again the Harvest Meadow DSP. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm just going to go ahead and mount this onto this. I just love this paper. It's just so pretty. It's peaceful. So there's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to adhere this right down to my card right now. Oh, don't press hard, which once I do that, I need to stop and get this. You really just run it lightly, and I tend to get going and then I push too hard and that's what happens. So lesson learned, don't do that. There are little words, so I had them upside down, so I've just flipped it around for you. All right, now just punch out the leaf and there is a cute, just little row of leaves. And I took a scrap paper and I just fit it so it literally fits underneath of the leaves. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to just do the same thing. I'm going to stick this down to my white, basic white, just scrap paper. That's literally all it is. It's just a scrap. So I'm gonna stick that down. I don't want any of the edges to show. I wanna make sure that I have it all cut up. And then I am going to take my leaf, I don't know what you wanna call them, insides, I guess. How's that for a word? And we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna carefully, using our soft succulent ink, go ahead and go in and just stamp the insides of the leaves. Isn't that just fun? So simple, and yet it doesn't look simple. Like I said, I have all my stamps already mounted. This one is so fun. This stamp set was shape is so fun because you can make it a Christmas tree, a snowflake, so many fun things. Then I went ahead, I guess I should have left my ink open. I stamped thank you on my tag, and the tags also come in the kit, or you could use the tag die cuts that we have. All right, and stamp thank you. Close our ink so we do not have a disaster. And I'm going to take a piece of ribbon, and when you cut a ribbon on live TV and tie a bow, it just never goes well, so I am prepared. I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals, and we are going to pop this off the card. That back popped off. I meant to have this done earlier tonight, but my farmer husband came home and needed supper, so this video is running late as always. It's always crazy at this house. All right, I got that one a little close to the edge. I'm gonna bend it down because I don't want it to show on the top side. And I'm literally going to stick that down kind of in the middle, but a little bit towards the top, just so we can have our label hang down, like so. I'm gonna center it. Then I took our ribbon and I tied, there we go. I put our bow through it, and I'm literally going to tie a bow with it if it works. I'm trying to, actually, I told you this was not going to work when I'm on the camera. It just never fails. It's like the pressure is on. There we go. All right. And just play with the ribbon. Literally a good bow is just a matter of playing with your tails and your ribbons and twisting and turning until you get the bow that you look like. And I really don't like the way this, and then you just keep playing with your strings, tails, and just literally tie them. I don't like the way this looks, but you get the hint of it. I'm not gonna waste all this time on tying a perfect bow. I could take that off and retie it, but I'm not going to right now. And I just kind of stuck it down. I got my tails a little long there. Really not liking this bow. It never fails. This tail is way too long. And you can just play with it, but then I did adhere it down with a couple Stampin' Dimensionals on the tag. And then I'll show you when we get it on here, like so. I did take some of my mini glue dots and I just grabbed one. I like to grab them off the roll sometimes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just kind of anchor that bow down. Even though it's not really the way I like it, it will work. So there it is, just a cute simple card. There's no right or wrong with that one. Here's another one that I did, same thing. I just used more of that DSP, and actually when you make these cards, if you do two of the insides, there's a little strip of paper left because it's 12 by 12 paper, and there you go. I just added it. I popped it up with dimensionals, the soft subtle, embossing folder, the ribbon. I did make this one a happy birthday. Is that not easy? These were fun cards. Now I also did make some pumpkins, and I wanted to show you those quick. This one I used some very vanilla cardstock, and I literally cut the pumpkins up, and I just chopped the sides off like so, and I just kind of rounded them. I mean, pumpkins aren't perfect, right? They don't have to have a specific look. You could take time and make them really fancy, but you know, I just went with it. They're pumpkins. Like, every pumpkin is different and unique. So I embossed this with soft subtle cardstock, and I cut out 3. I did do a little bit better job than that. I didn't actually get the edges of that, but I cut out 3, and then I made a card that looks like this with the subtle embossing folder. I added a tag that says thank you in the soft succulent, added 2 leaves. There is more of that stuff from the paper, whatever these are. I just really don't even know the proper term for them, but I just unwound most of them, and I have quite a few left. Pipe cleaners, I don't know. Added a bow. Isn't that just a fun card? I absolutely love this card. It was just fun to make. But then I was like, ooh, I have another idea. So I took these once again, and I took my sponge, and I used my pumpkin pie, and I just literally inked around the edges. And our sponges come in a big round circle. I just cut them apart. We do have the stamping sponges, which are now like a brush sponge, and I use those too, but I still sometimes like to use a sponge just to get in the areas. So look at how just giving that a little bit of color, even though it's kind of a little jagged, I probably need to take the edge off a little bit more. Just look at the color difference that gives it by just taking some pumpkin pie ink and just adding some color, literally dabbing your ink, and you can get it as dark or as light as you want. It's just kind of a fun way to give your pumpkin some dimension. This one, I also added the stitched leaves die cut embossing folder. Is this not cool? Look at the dimension in that. It's just pumpkin leaves. Is that not fun? It doesn't have to be pumpkin leaves, but I was like, ooh, that is absolutely perfect. So I just did this one with You're a Blessing. I literally put 2 of the circles down, and then I popped the middle one up with Stampin' Dimensionals. Added a double knotted bow at the top with that baker's twine, and super easy card. These cards are so easy, and they are addicting. I am telling you, I had a ball making these cards. So you can see, literally just punch, cut, have fun with these shapes. If you want to make the cute little apples in the wheelbarrow, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and you will have a super fun little treat for your desk, treat for your counter. It just wasn't me, so I just started playing. And my favorite card of all, that I think you're really going to enjoy, is so stinking simple. It was fun to make. Once again, we used the watercolor shapes, and I made a Hey There Pumpkin card. Oh, is that just cute? He just screams cute, but then I love Halloween. So we're going to make it really quick for you because I have it all cut out, and I just used some basic black cardstock, 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I am going to go ahead while we have it open, and I'm going to stick down my inside, which is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch for the inside, basic white. I always like to put white or a lighter color inside my cards. So we're going to go ahead and stick that down, and I love to take an extra little strip of Designer Series paper and just add it. So this is all paper that is 2-sided, and it is out of that cute Halloween 6x6 DSP pack. This is just an extra strip that is 4, and it's a 1/2 inch. And I'm just gonna, I like to, as I call it, bring the inside or the outside in. I just like to bring something from the front of the card inside the card. So I just added a little DSP to the bottom of that. We're gonna set this aside for a minute, and I have this all cut. And there is some of the DSP. We're going to go ahead and mount that on our card. And I just ran out of tape too. Awesome. This one I went 1/8 of an inch out, so it is like, I gotta think for a minute, 4 3/8 by 5 7/8, I believe. I just wanted a little frame of the black to show. And let me see if I have another runner full. I do. We're in luck. All right, we're gonna grab that. Now, I already have my stamp set mounted. These shapes are just fun. You can stamp in them, stamp over them, whatever you want to do. And I'm just gonna ink it up with some pumpkin pie ink. And sometimes it's fun on bigger ones to just flip it over. And this does have some dynamics to it. So there is gonna be lighter and darker. It's just the way the stamp is actually made to stamp. So I am going to go ahead and stick it down and go ahead and give it a good rub to make sure that I have the ink evenly, even though it's going to have dimension to it. It's okay. That's the way the stamp is made. I still, and I did miss a spot. Dang it. But you know what? It's okay because there are 2 sides to every paper. So we are just going to redo that. Ink it up good. I must just not have quite rubbed it good enough. So, and I want it to come down a little because I need to get that leaf and that. So we're going to go down here and just give it a good press. Oh, I still have a lighter spot. And you can see the ink on there. I just missed that. That's okay. We're going to go with this. Then I used one of the leaves and I am going to give the leaf the veins. I guess isn't that what they're called? I'm not sure. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that right down there. And then I took some of the soft suede and you could use the paper, but I just took, where is my stamp set? I took the bark, and I know it's mounted because I did it right before we came on. Where did that go? Well, that is bizarre because it has to be right here. Here we go. And I just stamped a stem, and I'm going to come down into the pumpkin just a little bit because it's okay. We're going to cover it up. So there we go. And we've got our leaf, and I'm going to grab a label out of the kit. Oops, that's the leaves. Like I said, I have so many. I do get 2 kits every month, so I can make alternatives with it and stamp with it. But this kit, I am still working on the first kit. There's so much that comes in this kit. It was very, very fun. I used some of my orange ink, pumpkin pie, and I just said, "Hey there, pumpkin." All right, there we go on the label. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Now remember all those black stickers that I was like, what are we going to do with? Use them. That's what is fun about this. Here we go. And you know what? I have some orange ink on this. I'm just going to go ahead and perfect. Now you can't even tell. Used my sponge and dabbed a little bit of that in there. Grab a little face for your pumpkin and some of the little eyes, little triangles. Here we go. You could even have this little circle going upside down and you could be a mad pumpkin. Although I don't think there's mad pumpkins, aren't they mostly happy? And I just stuck this down like so. And I used my tape runner. You could do a dimensional if you want. It's also fun to kind of curl the leaves up. Just take your fingers and just play with them. Make them look a little roughly because, you know, leaves are kind of crinkly and messy. So I just kind of stuck that down. I guess that leaf is flat, but I gave this one some dimension. And we're going to take some of our Essentials Baker's Twine. Like I said, I use a ton of that. And I literally tied it in a bow. We'll see if this bow goes any better than the last bow. Can't go any worse, can it? All right. Once again, just play with your tails. Play with your toes. Oh my, it is really time for me to go to bed. Speaking of toes, I killed my toe that I broke earlier this year tonight, so I am really batting 1,000 on that one. And then I like to just cut these in an angle and literally let them fly around on your card. It's okay. That's kind of what's fun about them. So, and a lot of times I'll stick it down and then I'll go ahead and trim and see how I want, exactly where I want it to land. So go ahead and pop the label up with some dimensionals. And the back already came off of that one. And see where it just covers up that little stem, and then you can play with your tails. And like I said, if you really want to anchor it down, you can use a little mini glue dot and work with that, and you just make your tails will stay wherever you want them to. And I literally mounted that on a piece of the Only Orange, and this is 3 1/4 by 5, and this is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And we'll go ahead and stick that right down to our pumpkin pie. And then I am living dangerously with this orange ink wide open. I think we will close that quick. I did pop this off the card because I think it is very, very fun to have dimension on cards. I like dimension and I like texture, and that's why I like the embossing folders. I love the Stampin' Dimensionals. I love to add some, I just always love to add bows. I love to add dimension, and it's always fun if it sparkles and glitters, right? So, like I said, pop these backs off. These are fast cards. This kit was so much fun. You get so many faces in there. You could make your whole neighborhood Halloween cards and have plenty left over. There was a lot of them in this kit. There we go. That is fun. Now don't forget, when you're using DSP, do the backs of your envelopes. That is what is so fun too. So there's another strip of that 6x6 DSP paper, and that is what I use on the front of the card. So I am just going to, you can use glue. I'm going to go around the base flap of the envelope, and then literally just take a strip, and it's a little over 2 1/2. So I usually figure 2 3/4. And it needs to be at least about 5 3/4 long to fit on the envelope. And I just eyeball it onto the crease. And you can kind of use your finger to pretty much feel the crease of the envelope. Go ahead and rub it down, and literally take your paper snips and chop around the flap of the envelope. It is so easy to do these, so fun. It just makes your mail happier, and we all love happy mail. So there we go. Look at that card. Isn't that just cute? These were fun. These were so much fun. And like I said, I was like, what am I going to do with this kit? Strawberries, pumpkins. There are so many fun things you can do with this kit. Just dive in and play. Think outside of the box, literally, and you will have a ball with paper pumpkins. So those are some of my alternative cards. Like I said, my Pumpkin Perks members, your gifts are headed out in the mail. If you want to join the fun, consider subscribing to Paper Pumpkin today. I have a couple other quick cards I wanted to make, and everything is kind of cut out, but when I was using the Harvest Meadow paper, I thought, well, I might as well, I always have cards made up to show on videos, and I thought, well, I might as well jump in and add this card in, because there's also a bundle that comes with, if you get the full suite, and it's the Nature's Harvest bundle. This is an awesome stamp set too. Thank you, sending thoughts, may nature's beauty bring you peace and joy. I can't read upside down. Reminder to never forget how much you mean to me and so many others. There is die cuts, stamp set. It goes with the Harvest Meadow paper. This paper is just beautiful for fall. It's so much fun. So that's what's called a suite. Otherwise, you can get a bundle. A bundle is the stamp set and the die cuts, or you can get it all individually, but those are just different ways things are packaged. And I made a fun card with this series using the Misty Moonlight paper, which is one of our new in colors. And I have everything pre-cut, so we'll hopefully this will go together quickly for you. Once again, I really like to use those 1/8 inch increments. So my DSP is 4 by 5 1/4, and then I went out 1/8 of an inch on the basic white. And I'm gonna go ahead and mount the DSP Designer Series paper to the basic white. And it's the same size. What did I do here? Wait a minute, one of these has to be bigger than the other. Huh, isn't that a rhyme? One of these has to be bigger than another. Yep, I grabbed the wrong one. There we go. I was like, what did I just do here? So there's that. This is for the inside of the card. So while I have that right here, I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, I like to add basic white to the inside of my cards to write, because it's kind of hard to write on that darker blue. This is one of my favorite colors. So there's that. Now, I love the color and contour bundle dies. They are some of my favorite. This scallop die is out of that set. I'm going to use our Misty Moonlight ink, and I have my stamp set mounted. I'm going to go ahead and ink it up well, and we're going to go ahead and stick this, stamp it right down in our die cut, like so. All right, and while I have that out, okay, I know I bundled up the words. Where did they go? Ooh, why do the best laid plans never go as well? Shoot, it just wandered off on me. Oh, here it is right here. All right, I already die cut the label. This comes out of the bundle too. And I have my words mounted. There are words that come on your cling stamps if you want to put them on there. I don't like to use them, so I don't. So I always double check what I'm stamping. All right, sending thoughts. May nature's beauty bring peace to your soul. I'm gonna let that dry just a hair while I go ahead and stick this to my card base. Like so. Whoa, that went down a little bit too soon. All right, I like how that just has a very narrow frame around the edge, and that's why I do that sometimes. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop, gosh, it's late. Pop the stamped label die cut up from the color and contour bundle. These die cuts are fun. They are probably my second two Stitch So Sweetly favorites. We're gonna pop off the dimensionals. I love to do this, it makes it fast. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick that down to the card. There's literally nothing wrong. That would be a beautiful card just like that. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add this label right down at the bottom. And I just used my Stampin' Seal to stick that down like so. And I think I'm gonna let the ruffles, I guess ruffle scallops come out of the bottom just a little bit. I wish I would have got that over a little bit more, but it's all right. And then I have some gold gilded gems. I love to use our gold gilded gems, and we're going to place 2 of those on the edges of the label. And I kind of like to do that just because I feel like it looks like we've anchored the label down, if that makes sense. And you don't have to. Actually, those are kind of big. It's okay, I'm gonna peel that off. I wanna use the middle size. There are 3 different sizes in the Gilded Gems. I go through tons of these. These are my favorite gems. I I just really, really like to use those. I like the rhinestones too, but these gems are fun. So just a simple card. Perfect for a sympathy card, what, you know, anything, a thinking of you. Once again, don't forget to do your label, your flap on your envelope. And I have that done here. Just a really pretty card. You can take I did Stamp with Deepest Sympathy, and that's from the the So Sentimental bundle. I did, oh goodness, I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know. It will come to me later, I guess. Anyway, that is a fun card. And then if you are thinking on this bundle at all, I just want to show you a couple other cards that I have made before I pop off here. This is also using the Nature's Harvest bundle and the Harvest Meadow paper. Here's another one. I use the Stampin' Blend, some of the brushed metallic gems, a thank you card. Here is another one I made into a birthday, and I did use the sentimental stamps because that it's just a great stamp set if you don't have stamps. You could use the stamps that came in the paper pumpkin with all of these cards. They would work perfectly. But there's just a lot of fun cards that you can use making with the Nature's Harvest bundle. It's a great one to think about, especially for fall. And I have one last card I want to share with you. And then I will pop off because I'm trying to keep these shorter because I know I just get so winded. I love stamping so much. This is using the Beauty of Friendship stamp set. Love, love, love. This is another really, really good one that I have made a ton of cards with. And this is the first one I made, and it just says, thinking of you with all my heart. Once again, it is from that stamp set. The I wanted to show you one last time. I think I found it so well. I use this stamp set all the time. It is from the same one that all the other Happy Birthday and all of them came from. It is a great word set. And I die cut the tree. This one is also a bundle. You can purchase them individually. I don't know why I don't have any of my dies on magnets. I do have the magnets, but none of them I've shown you tonight are. This is Apollo Premier stamp set. This is the tree that I literally die cut out. I used my Big Shot, my Stampin' Cut machine, and I just literally cranked out a tree and some bluebirds and a label from the Tasteful Labels, stamped it, and this is the Mary Mallow. So here's the card we're going to make tonight, just a little bit of a variation. I used some soft suede. Once again, this is a 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. There's some basic white for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. I like to have things pre-cut. I think you all know how to cut, but if you need help cutting, let me know. And I'm just going to literally stick that right down inside. And then this is a 4 by 5 1/4, and this is a 3 3/4 by 5. Look at this beautiful DSP. Another really, really popular paper pack this year. Our Designer Series papers are just beautiful. You will never tire of them. They're so gorgeous. I am using the Misty Moonlight DS cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and just stick that right down to my card. And then I am going to take some of my glue, and we are going to just carefully get some of the trees branches, just some of those bigger pieces where you can work a little bit of glue in there. It's not going to go anywhere because we're going to stick it down pretty good. There's actually some adhesive backed sheets I could have ran through the stamp cut emboss machine with, but I didn't think about it. Anyway, this will work just fine. We're going to go ahead and we're going to stick our tree down. I'm going to leave him up a little bit, like so, and he'll stick down just fine. And then I have some bluebirds. There should be 2, and I only see 1 right now, so one of my birds flew off on the desk. I don't know where he went. And I'm going to use a little mini glue dot. We're going to go ahead and stick him. Look at the detail. Even though it looks like the little bluebird has some wings. Isn't that just fun? Stampin' Up! Just has amazing detail in their stamp sets, their products. That's one of the reasons I absolutely love them. I love the fact that everything coordinates. Just love, love, love to stamp. These were literally out of the die cuts also in the kit. Before we stick those down, I'm going to take some of the baker's twine out of that essential pack, and I am just going to wrap it around the card. I usually go 2 or 3 times. We'll go 3 just because we don't want to wreck our tradition. And I just am going to knot it off. You wouldn't have to knot it off. You could use your Stampin' Seal. I'm just going to go ahead and tie that off because we're not going to see it when we're all done. This is just a great thinking of you card too. I tend to just need a lot of thinking of you cards, so it's really, really good to have them on hand. Why is this just not cooperating? All right, there we go. It doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to be covered up. So just kind of play with your paper until you get it the way you want. We're going to snip those tails down so they aren't showing. And these are both out of the die cuts in this bundle. And I am going to just take some of my glue. Could use my Stampin' Seal, but I'm going to use my glue. And we're just going to stick it down to our Mary Mallow die cut shape like so. One thing about the multi-purpose glue is you can kind of play with it till you get it the way you want it to look. I'm going to flip it over and we're going to add some dimensionals to it. And that's a little tricky because we got to get it to stick over this ribbon, so hopefully this will work out. And all right, go ahead, we're going to stick that right down like so. There we go. And then there should be one more bird, but he has decided to go south for the winter and I can't find him right now. So I guess it's going to be one birdless right now until we find him and he returns to his card, hopefully before spring. All right, I'm going to stick that down to my soft suede card base. And there is just a really simple, fast, thinking of you card with the Beauty of the Friendship bundle. And like I said, there are so many alternatives. Here is the two bird card because I don't know where my other bird decided to fly off to right now. So hopefully he returns. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed these cards. I am here to help you stamp. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching. Oh goodness, that was great. All right. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.